Today is day 19 of the government shutdown. The streets are piling up with trash. Food is going uninspected, and in the capital, they're being forced to use both sides of the toilet paper. The Washington Monument is even walking the streets just to make ends meet. And at 19 days, we're only 2 days away from this becoming the longest shutdown in American history, which I think Trump is secretly going for. He's like, that's right, folks, mine is the longest. So today at the White House, the president met with congressional leaders to try and negotiate an end to the shutdown, and Trump shut that down too.
Unfortunately, the president just got up and walked out. He asked Speaker Pelosi, will you agree to my wall? She said no. And he just got up and said, then we have nothing to discuss, and he just walked out.
This was what President Trump had to say about it. He said, quote, just left a meeting with Chuck and Nancy, a total waste of time. I asked, are you going to improve border security, which includes a wall or steel barrier? Nancy said no. I said, bye-bye, nothing else works.
Bye-bye. Yo, man, say what you want about Trump. Some of the things that he does are pretty badass, right? Because that's always been a dream of mine, I'm not gonna lie. I've always dreamed of walking into a meeting and being like, are you guys gonna give me what I want? No? Well, then this meeting's over. Bye-bye. Just like walk out, I'm out, yeah. Oh, sorry, wait, who validates parking? Who, yeah, because it's like $2, I've got a 10, I don't wanna break it. Now, if you are disappointed about this breakdown in talks, then you must have been really disappointed last night when President Trump went on television for his very first Oval Office address in primetime. All day, everyone was speculating. Was he going to declare a state of emergency? Was he going to reopen the government? Was he pregnant? And Mexico was the father? But when 9 o'clock rolled around, all we got from Trump was basically another immigration stump speech. And like not even one of these fun ones, you know? Where he like jerks off an imaginary giant or whatever he's doing. Instead, we just got a low-energy Jeb version of Trump.
My fellow Americans, tonight I am speaking to you because there is a growing humanitarian and security crisis at our southern border. All Americans are hurt by uncontrolled illegal migration. The federal government remains shut down for one reason, and one reason only, because Democrats will not fund border security. This is a humanitarian crisis, a crisis of the heart, and a crisis of the soul.
Soul. Crisis of the soul. You know Trump had to practice that word hard, because he's never said it before, right? He was probably reading a draft of the speech like, a crisis of the soul. Saul? Saul? Did you guys just make up this word? I love it. Give me more nonsense words like this. I love it. Saul. And look, for all the hype, the speech wasn't even that long. It was only 10 minutes, and 8 minutes of it was just Trump sniffing.
This barrier is absolutely critical to border security that defends our borders and reopens the government. Democrats in Congress have refused to acknowledge the crisis.
Yo, this guy, like, he was sniffing so much, it sounds like he's trying to get all the drugs off the street himself. I'll get rid of them. Bring them to me. But even in that short 10 minutes, President Trump managed to pack in a lot of scaring the shit out of people about illegal immigrants.
Our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, meth, heroin, cocaine. More Americans will die from drugs this year. Sex crimes, violent killings, murdered, raped, beaten, beheading, dismembering, blood.
Good Lord. So much violence. This thing was on TV at 9 p.m. This doesn't belong on network. This was an HBO speech. They should have put up one of those content warnings first so you could get the kids out of the room, you know? And now, to be fair, some of you can read, I like that. Now, to be fair, Trump isn't making up these crimes, right? Let's be honest. The sad truth is, some illegal immigrants have done very bad things. But if you only listen to Trump, you'd get the impression that everyone is crossing the border just to come and murder Americans, and we know that that's not true. Right? You could just as easily pick stories to make immigrants look flawless. Right? I can show you a headline about an illegal immigrant who saved someone's life. True story. Or I can show you another story of an undocumented business owner who went on to create jobs for Americans. True story. Or an illegal immigrant who even went on to become the First Lady of the United States. Oh, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I meant an immigrant who maybe didn't have the right papers at the time she was working in this country at the time. But as a nation, America said, we can't let those cheekbones get away. We need those cheekbones so America can be best. And she stayed. And Democrats knew that Trump would spend his whole speech fear-mongering, which is why they demanded equal time after his speech to give their counter-argument. And right away, in classic Democrat style, it was well-intentioned but real awkward.
Good evening. I appreciate the opportunity to speak directly to the American.
Okay, stop. I'm sorry. What the hell is this, guys? Why are you sharing one podium? God damn it, you guys really are socialists. What are you doing? Also, why do you look so grouchy? What is this? It looks like the hostess at IHOP just told them there's no senior discount. And look, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to waste your time. You don't even really need to listen to the Democratic response because for them it was also the same things that they've been saying the whole time. Immigrants are good, walls are bad, emojis are problematic. It was all the same stuff. So the truth is, we didn't learn anything yesterday, except that America needs funding for a second podium and breathe right strips. That's what we do know. That's what we do know. And right now, it looks like the shutdown could go on for a very long time because both sides feel like they have a mandate from voters, right? Trump could say that he won the presidency, promising a border wall, so he has a duty to build that wall. But on the other hand, he also promised that Mexico would pay for it. The Democrats could say that they just won the midterms in a landslide and they ran against the wall, so they have an obligation to stop it. But the one thing everyone should be able to agree on is that none of this should shut the government down. This is politics. This is what you're supposed to be discussing. It's your job. And it's also disingenuous for President Trump to try and blame the shutdown on the Democrats, especially after saying this.
I am proud to shut down the government for border security. I will be the one to shut it down. I'm not going to blame you for it.
Unless it goes bad, then I'm blaming you guys. Bye-bye. And the frustrating thing is that illegal immigration is a nuanced, complex issue. Right? That's something I feel like we've completely lost now as people. Right? It involves asylum seekers. It involves visa overstayers, DACA kids, the dreamers. So much more. It's not an easy issue, but because of Trump, no one is talking about that anymore. The whole debate has just devolved into wall or no wall, like caveman Congress. And if there's one thing we know, it's that nothing will stop immigrants from trying to come to America. This is a place that people dream of coming to because people who are trying to make a better, safer life for their families will do anything to achieve that dream. And I know Donald Trump understands this because of this video we found from 15 years ago.
Never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.